Georgia had G-Day yesterday. Gunnar Stockton. I was reading Ben Wolk's stuff over on Dogs 24/7. He was talking about Gunnar Stockton, who's going to start at quarterback for Georgia this year. They had Puglisi throw like 50 times in the spring game yesterday, but he's not going to start for him. So, Quick Trip logo in the background in the B-roll, by the way. I saw that. So, Ben Wolk, who covers Georgia for Dogs 24/7, he was talking about Gunnar Stockton, and he was talking about how universally loved he is in the locker room. He's right about that. Not that he needs to know that. I'm just saying I can validate that. I can verify that. That whole organization loves that kid. Now, here's where that matters. There are times in the season where if you've got a quarterback that you feel that way about collectively, and you're willing to just go over the cliff for him, you can't quantify the value of that. But I know it when I see it. And you know it when you saw it in the SEC championship game last year. Everyone remembers Georgia won. Everyone remembers Carson Beck went down. Do you remember they trailed when the backup came in? And they had to come from behind and win. And it's not that Stockton put on a clinic with his arm. It's that just collectively, they bubble-gummed and paper-clipped their way to a win. It's a beautiful thing to watch from a program standpoint, from a culture standpoint. Well, he's their guy this year. And they all swear by him. Not in a sense that, hey, watch out, this is a sleeper for the Heisman. It's, we can win with him. We're Georgia. We recruit at a very high level across the board. If we're worth our salt, we ought to be able to put a winner around him. That's kind of how they feel. So I thought they looked good at running back. They were not great there last year. And I watched him yesterday. I watched the replay of it. And they've got like 4 guys that, from my eyes perspective, they look like they can win with. And that'd be a welcome change from what they didn't have last year. Chauncey Bowens had a good day yesterday, but I looked at 4 guys and said, he looks good. He looks good. And I don't mean grading on a curve. I mean, that looks like a Georgia running back. That's a guy they can win with. But I will tell you, because I had a buddy from back home text me and say, I guess we're not looking for a tailback in the portal. Georgia's looking for running back help in the portal. I can promise you that. I can confirm that. They're looking for running back help in the portal. I don't know if they'll get it, and I don't know that they need it, but I do know that they want it. Offensive line, defensive line. When you watch that, at least from what they did yesterday, the best way I could describe that is flashes, and it's a weird format, and I don't even pretend to be drawn a whole lot from that. I did not get to watch Georgia practice all spring. So I did not watch them. What I got to see of them is what you got to see of them yesterday. So I would label both of those units question marks, but understanding, hey, quick timeout. Check and see if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not, I humbly ask that you click subscribe. It's free. It doesn't sign you up for anything. What it does is it helps us keep this show free so we can just do college football year-round. All right, back to the clip. Just like we talk about with Ohio State, and we will in a second, when you call a line of scrimmage unit a question mark for Georgia, it's a question mark, but it's a weird one because there's like infinitely higher upside to a Georgia question mark on the offensive or defensive line than there is Fresno State. So it just means that over-under of 9.5 wins is largely contingent on what the answer there is. It's really hard to have a good feel for them right now. And I don't think that that's unique to me. I think that's you, that's me, that's them. Kirby is on your screen right now. We were down there a few weeks ago and talked with a ton of people in the building. There's optimism, but none of them pretend like they've wink, wink, nod, nod. They've got this season figured out and they know what's coming. They don't know what's coming. They know what they think they're capable of. They know what they hope they learned from last year. But you got the head coach talking about the most precious commodity around there being fire and passion and hunger and desire. And he wants to find that in spring. You know, that's not whether a guy squares his in route right at 12 yards. Like, those aren't necessarily the things that they're focused on, although drops would be nice to limit. And I still saw some of those at the wide receiver position yesterday. But Georgia is so fascinating because they're all the same this year. All the favorites feel like they're the same this year. We got a question later in the show about that, of good athletes everywhere, not a ton of proven returning production, but that logo means something, and so you're never going to discount it. but you have no clue what to expect week one. And that's how I feel coming out of spring with them.